This film just oozes sex. How could you say those two words in the same sentence, let alone next to each other? What two words? Oozes and sex. Look, can we just get on to the synopsis? Fine. Whatever. Start. Anyways, the third Bond film, released in 1964 and directed by Guy Hamilton, as well as the seventh Bond novel, released in 1959, finds Bond in Miami, where he starts off on the trail of one Ort Goldfinger, a supposedly British entrepreneur who, as you can kind of tell by his name, loves his gold, which is kind of an allusion, I guess, to Midas and the Goldfinger touch, what have you. Anyways, Bond finds Goldfinger cheating at a card game, blackmails him to stop cheating, manages to have a fling with Goldfinger's personal assistant, Jill Masterson, and then heads on back to Britain. There, Bond and M are briefed on Goldfinger and the assignment to catch him. He's believed to be a gold smuggler, but there's no evidence to prove it. During this time, Bond is also outfitted with his gadgets, including an Aston Martin DB5, and a few other tricks and tools and what have you. And he also plays a game of golf with Goldfinger. Goldfinger cheats, Bond cheats back, and Bond wins, of course, the game, the money that they were betting on, and Goldfinger's attention. Bond then tracks Goldfinger through France, Switzerland, what have you, and manages to get caught along with the sister of the now-dead personal assistant. It happens. Goldfinger plans to kill them both, but Bond says, "Hey, wait, don't kill us, take us on as personal assistants," which Goldfinger does. So he knocks him out, drugs him, and takes him over to America. Goldfinger reveals his plan to a gathering of major gang leaders. What's the plan? Oh, nothing simple, just, crime of the century, knock out the population of Fort Knox, and cause worldwide financial chaos. Either by, stealing the gold in the novel, or irradiating all of it in the film. A few things happen here and there, and then the heist is on. But it fails in both versions. Sadly, Goldfinger eludes capture, but he returns to hold Bond hostage at gunpoint on an airplane. Since when is it a bright idea, especially if you're a villain, to bring a gun on an airplane? Anyways, Bond tricks Goldfinger into shooting out one of the windows, leading to a depressurizing plane, a much thinner and now dead Goldfinger, and of course a crash plane. But luckily, Bond and his new squeeze manage to parachute out before the plane crashes. The end. And now for the category rundown. There's absolutely no exoticism. What's so exotic about Miami, Fort Knox, France, Switzerland? Nothing really. It doesn't have that otherworldly feel like the Bahamas or Jamaica or what have you. But oh, the category of sex, sexism, and gender identity. What is wrong with you? What? I'm pointing it out. First, there's Jill Masterson, the PA, who is Bond's first conquest of the piece, and is forgotten about until her sister Tilly pops back up to kill Goldfinger because, he killed her sister by painting over her skin with gold paint, causing skin asphyxiation. Bond doesn't have such luck with Tilly because she's independent and tells him, "Don't ever touch me." It's alluded to that she's a lesbian. And speaking of lesbians, let's not forget the famous and infamous Pussy Galore. Miss Galore, she had the violet eyes in the novel, violet being a possible color allusion to either difference, or speciality, or lesbianism, if you will, is the leader of a New York-based lesbian gang in the novel, of course, and an all-female stunt pilot team in the film. She presents a challenge to Bond, as she is immune to his charm, and as it kind of is Bond's role as the spy, it's kind of implicit mission, if you will, to police gender identity boundaries, kind of like the private eye of film noir. Well, you do have a point, and Bond's method of policing said gender identity boundaries is sex, because sex cures everything. Even lesbians, who might be bi or straight but not know it. Even if their lesbianism is an apparent product of childhood rape and they swore off men as a result. Yeah, I guess all they needed was a Y chromosome to set those mixed up hormones straight. But hey, Bond got pussy in the end. Oh, you sicken me. Hey, it's her name. I was saying her name. But apart from that, you've got some insinuations or illusions, if you will. There's the fact that Bond always wears his gun because he has a slight inferiority complex. There's also the moment when Bond slaps a woman's ass and tells her to leave, saying it's time for man talks, just saying that spying is a man's world only. There's also Moneypenny, who offers to make Bond a lovely angel food cake, because she's pure and innocent and always trapped in the office and pining for Bond, even though she'll never get Bond. And there's also the little conversation that Felix and Bond have, where Felix tells Bond, "Oh, you must be slipping, 007, letting the opposition get that close to you." Make of that what you will. And there's also the fear of castration, either by saw or laser. But to get off all that other stuff, we have Oddjob, Goldfinger's hat-wielding Korean henchman. He's a little more monstrous in the novel, as his hands and feet are heavily calloused through extensive karate training. However, he does retain a good amount of the characteristics in the film. He does have the karate skills, he does have, of course, the barrel-chested Korean appearance, and he does, of course, have the vicious razor hat. And there's the title character of Auric Goldfinger, who loves his gold and is apparently celibate. Maybe he loves his gold a little too much. You think he's got a golden blow-up doll? And you were the one who sickened me. Hey, legit question. Anyways, Goldfinger is a fine adaptation that even improves upon the novel, despite, of course, some plot changes here and there. I mean, thank God they cleared up the whole Jill Masterson thing, because, frankly, she was barely in the book, and then her sister pops up halfway through to say, "Hey, remember Jill Masterson? Yeah, well, Goldfinger killed her by painting over her skin in gold paint, causing her to asphyxiate, and I am her sister out for revenge." Honestly, it didn't have as much impact as Bond staggering out of the kitchen to find his dead conquest face down on the bed and covered in gold paint. Shut answering. Hi there, sorry to interrupt you on such a pleasant afternoon, but you haven't happened to have seen a tall, pale, lanky-looking fellow, straight black hair either up to here or down to here, dresses all in black, and answers to Morpheus, have you? No, sorry? You sure you haven't seen him? You don't want me to, double check? That was rude. Well, we'll see you back here next week.